So we're back. Um, kind of bumming out right now. Definitely bumming out. I can't find my glasses either, so that kind of worries me a lot. But I'm kind of bumming out right now. Ugh. You're probably wondering, like, hey, yo, Maxim, why you bumming out? I was having a great morning actually, and then me and like it's complicated, but me and my friends were having some trouble this morning, and we just got like, I feel like she got mad at me. Like, what did I do? I was trying to help out, I was trying to be there for her, but I felt like she got mad at me, and so I'm bumming out over that. And so, besides the whole bumming out thing, I think what we're going to talk about today is making mistakes. And so making mistakes is something, we all go through it. I make mistakes, people make mistakes every single day. And I just think that people think of it too much. It's like, well, shoot, I made a mistake just now, but what can I do about it? There's nothing I can do about it. I made a mistake. Well, there is something you can do about it, and there's something you're always supposed to do something about it, and that something is you're supposed to learn from your mistakes. I learn from my mistakes every day. I choose some bad choices every day, and guess what? I learn from my mistakes. I have made bad choices in the past, but now, I'm learning from my mistakes. And so, let's see, where am I trying to go with this? My whole point is to just learn from your mistake. Don't be hating on yourself because of this one mistake you made. Sure, it could be the worst mistake ever. You could really have hurt somebody physically, mentally, any way. You could have done something to somebody, and like they could be bumming out now. But you're just learning. The whole point is to learn. And so, if you ever get bummed out, I'm bumming right now. If you ever get bummed out because of your mistake, learn from it. And what I just want you to take away from this right now is like, it's just to be friends with yourself. Sometimes we all look at ourselves in a critique way, like, oh, this is so bad about me. Oh, now we're talking, I'm sorry, we're talking about a completely different subject now, but I actually want to talk about this subject too, so maybe it'll be like a two-part today. So the first part can just be about talking like mistakes we make every day, but this part I really want to focus in on the whole idea of being friends with ourselves. I hate on myself so much. I don't know if that's like a lot of people out there, but I just think of myself as a worthless piece of trash sometimes. And when I get like that, it's the only reason I do that is because I'm so used to myself. Like, I'm me, and you know yourself so well that you can say anything about yourself and you know if it's true or not. So I here's an example of something I do. I don't tell a lot of people this, but I could tell myself I'm so ugly, and then bam, I'm bumming out about that so hard. But the only reason I tell myself that I'm ugly is because I know myself. I'm comfortable with telling myself bad things about me. But if I'm not gonna go up to a friend and I'm not gonna be like, "You're so ugly, dude. God, what's wrong with you?" I'm not gonna say that because that's gonna bum them out. I don't know that. I don't really. I know them as a friend, but I don't live with them every single day. I've lived with myself for 16 years. I'm almost 17 too, so we'll just say 17 years I've lived with myself, and I'm just used to this whole body. So I feel comfortable with what I can say to me. And so the whole thing I want like you to take away from this is don't don't hate on yourself. We do it every day. At least once a day, I'm sure you hate on yourself just thinking. You don't even have to tell yourself it. You can just think it about yourself. Like, shoot, I am a failure. Just thinking that is not good for the mental health. And I guess that actually kind of leads together with the making mistakes. You make a mistake and you just think about yourself as like this horrible, horrible human because I made this mistake. And I mean, if you make a mistake and it's with somebody, I mean, if they really care, like, whether it's your boss you make a mistake on, whether it's a friend or your family, your mom and dad, if you make a mistake on anybody, if they're a true friend and they really care about you, they'll forgive you. They will forgive you no matter what. And that's the nice thing about honest, true people. I mean, mental illness, I suffer from it. Hey, it's a big thing, okay? Coming out about that, telling you guys about it, it's a big thing. But mental illness is pretty rough in my world. And so I have found out who my true friends are. And I used to be friends with many, many, many people I thought that were my friends. But no, when you actually suffer from mental illness, you realize who your friends are. And those friends are the ones, if you make mistakes on them, they're the ones who will actually care. And they will just be like, oh, it's okay. I know you made a mistake, but don't worry about it? So the whole point I just want everybody to take away is people make mistakes. That's okay. It is okay to make a mistake. And just learn from your mistake. Don't think about your mistake too much. Just learn about your mistake. And then the second thing is um, be friends with yourself. If you make a mistake and you start hating on yourself, that's not cool. I want you to be friends with yourself. So just think positively. Like, I have a hard time doing this, but I like to do it. I go swinging. You know those swing sets at parks? I go on those swing sets back and forth. Every time that I swing up is when I tell myself something good about myself. I'm like, okay, I'm swinging back, and now I'm swinging up. And so right about here, I'll say something like, I'm so smart. I got an A in science this semester. And then I'll swing back and I'll swing something else. I'm so happy just to be alive because being alive is such an honor. We all think it's just like this silly little game that we play, like the game of life. But really, when you're alive and you feel it, you feel really good about yourself. And I need to roll down my window because it's getting hot. And so, I mean, just seriously, don't hate on yourself. Be friends with yourselves. You make a mistake, live with it. You're okay. I mean, you might live in the moment and you might be bumming out about that for like a few minutes, but anything else, don't worry about it too much. Um, True friends are the ones that stick by your side and they give you good advice. I'll get into more friendship later, but just talking to you guys right now is actually kind of changing my mood. I have to go to work and I'm just kind of stoking on it actually. I want to go surfing later too. I got this new car and I want to get a roof rack for it. And so maybe I'll go surfing. And hey, I have to go fill up the car with gas and I'm not bumming about that. Sure, I mean it's gonna be $50 I waste, but to get me from point A to point B, $50 is it's sweet. It's how I make money. Spending money is how I make money. And we'll get into everything later. I mean, there's just so much I want to talk about, but I just want this video to focus on making mistakes, and I want you to be friends with yourself. And so instead of doing a quote for the end of this video, I want to do something else. I want to give you an opportunity to think positively about yourself. And so I read this book. It's actually an amazing book. I have it in the back of my car somewhere. Here it is. This is one of my favorite books of all time. It's called How to Thrive in Changing Times. And what's sweet about this book is not only does it help yourself, but it also helps the world around you. And what's really cool about it is there are exercises in here that you can do yourself. And so one of the exercises that I really enjoy doing is you get a piece of paper and you draw a river, two lines that create like a river, and inside of the river, you're going to draw. Actually, before you draw inside of the river, you create arrows, writing that one way is the flow of the river, and the other way is against the river. So if you're flowing with the river, you're going to be going this way, and if you're against the river, you're going to be going that way. And so, really, what this book tells you to do is to close your eyes and just write down ideas about yourself, like compliments and comments, and so it could be something as simple as like, hey, you're looking great today, and you would circle that, and you would write if that flows with the river or flows against it, and you just keep doing that and doing that every single day. And at the end of the week, you look at each river and you tell yourself, am I thinking positive thoughts about myself, or am I thinking negative thoughts? And if you're thinking negative thoughts, just work on getting rid of those negative thoughts and just live in the moment and think positively about yourself. So that's just an exercise that you guys can do by yourself. I have to shout out Sandra Ingerman. She's the lady who wrote this book, and I really want to meet her. She is just awesome. There are so many things that I want to talk about in this book that I will share with you guys. It's an amazing book. If you want to get it, you can probably find it on Amazon. How to Thrive in Changing Times. She also wrote the book about how to heal toxic thoughts. I will definitely be reading that one pretty soon. Um, just a takeaway: friends are friends that you can trust. They'll forgive you no matter what. If you make mistakes, don't worry about it, and be friends with yourself. And draw this river of life and write down some ideas. See who you are. And so that's really it today. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. If you're watching this in the morning, think positively. If you're watching this at night, go to sleep with positive thoughts. Because at the end of the day, we're all human and we all live the same life. But inside, our feelings are very different. Alright, guys, I'm stoking so much. I found my glasses. Just a quick little update. I left them at work. It is now 8:30, as you can see right here. Just got out of work. There we go. There you go. And I'm just so happy that I found my glasses. So I just wanted to make sure everybody knew that I have my glasses. I will do a video on these very soon. I know I promised them in the last video. Remember, guys, stay positive and love yourself, because that is the only person who is truly there for you, yourself.